All right, one of the one of the ongoing things for us saxophone players too is reed, breaking in maintenance, mystery. We're dealing with a plant, cane reed, that grows, has potential inconsistencies and all sorts of fun stuff. But does brand matter? And how much does the different cuts matter? And is it worth paying a lot for a box of reeds, or getting a bunch of reeds for cheaper and hoping for the best? The typical ones that most of us start off with are Rico orange box reeds. So I got one here. This is just a Rico 2.5 orange box reed. I'm going to do some side-by-side comparison. Diodario Royal. Diodario actually bought out Rico a number of years ago, so this is the Royal line. Apparently it's better, another 2.5. And then I just picked up a box of these the other day because I had a variety pack from Vandoren that had like 4 different, you can get this card with like 4 different cuts. All in the same strength, so you can figure out what you like. And I kind of really like the V16. So I got the V16. And these are all fairly broken in. They're not brand new. So, you know, what I do with these is I kind of followed this thing that Bob Reynolds does, where he, you know, just uses a piece of paper, rubs the back of the dry reed, a little bit of the front, and then, you know, soak them in water for a little bit. And then kind of cycle through. So I generally have 6 reeds in cycle. I got 3 of these reed guards that I keep my reeds in. So I've got one for my V16s are in the blue one. My Royals are in this one, and then just the Rico orange box reeds are in this one. And I kind of cycle them through, even at band practice or during a practice session. I'll just take one of these out. I'll play one reed for an hour or so, or first half of the rehearsal at concert band, and then I'll switch the reed halfway through just to keep them cycling. I've seen guys that say, you know, if you're going to break in your reed, just take, like this V16 is a new one today. So I soaked it for a few minutes in a cup of water, and then I just played it for about 10 minutes, dried it off, and put it in the reed guard, and I'll do that for a few days, see how that breaks it in, rather than trying to like do any sanding or anything to it. Just straight out of the box into water, play it for 10-15 minutes, do some long tones, do some scales, put it in the thing, grab out a broken in reed, and continue on with my practice. But anyway, this is more about how different do they sound. So Rico orange box, Diodario Royal, and V16. So I'm going to start with the I'm going to actually switch over. I'm going to start with the orange box Rico and just play a little bit on each of these reeds and see what the differences are. It's easier for me to hear it after the fact than to, I can feel a difference, I can hear a difference while I'm playing, but it's another thing to do it objectively from a recording. So here we go. So I'll go Rico, Royal, and then the V20 or V12, V16. That's the one. They make a few different V versions. Anyway, here we go. All right, so my basic thoughts are the Ricos are fine, but they're more buzzy. They're a little more fizzy. The V16 has a little more just of a smooth core to it. It doesn't have a lot of the I don't know if it's fuzz or just a high end partials or something. But yeah, like I don't mind the Royals, and I actually don't mind the orange box either. It's really comes down to a tonal preference, so what you want to hear in your tone. But I'm really liking the V16, especially for the concert band stuff, because I find my setup and my sound, it's not a huge concert band, so a tenor sax really sticks out. Plus my Jody Jazz HR6 mouthpiece is probably not the best thing for concert band. It's more of a jazz mouthpiece. That'd be great in big band and in solo stuff, or like with the jazz band amplified. But for concert band, it kind of pokes through a lot. I've noticed that on our recordings of our 2 concerts. Anyway, so yeah, V16 is kind of what I'm leaning towards a little more, but I'm going to keep cycling through these for a few weeks. Breaking a few more of these V16s, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, back to practicing. I'm working on the close exercise 9 and 10 today, trying to play them really quietly instead of just blasting through them. Trying to really work on low dynamic and having good control throughout the range of the horn. Anyway, have a good day. It's a long weekend, so good practice time.